Welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I am Samantha. Welcome back.
Welcome back. How are you?
We are back. It feels like it's been a while since we recorded.
Has it?
It just feels like that for some reason to me. But yeah, we are back and we just had an amazing adventure together for your birthday.
We did. We were in Brooklyn for my birthday.
Yes, we definitely got to tell the people about that because I know some people were wanting to hear about. We said we were going to give a recap.
We'll give a little recap. And then we'll get to it.
Yes.
So what happened? So Thursday night, Courtney came, and she came at like 1:30. I literally randomly I wake up at night all the time, and I randomly just woke up at like 1 o'clock. So it was like perfect. I was just like, I called her right then and there. I was like, hey, are you here? She was like, literally, I'm parking. Like, it was fine.
Amazing.
We woke up the next day. I had work. Bummer. But then later we were able to like make drinks. We made, oh my God, Dark and Stormies with Courtney's rum that she brought.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to my roof and we just like drank and talked and ate. I mean, not ate, just laughed and stuff with Mello.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to get Ethiopian food in Harlem. So we took a long ass subway ride to Harlem and we went to Massawa. That's where
I came
Julia
into the
was
picture.
Also there, and then that's when Samantha came into the picture.
Yes, I got there.
She got there late as usual.
Are we gonna talk? Are we gonna talk about late? Because let's talk about how this episode is late.
This episode
Alexis.
is late. Yes, this is the thing. I can own when I'm late. I was late because I was getting my hair done.
But I just don't give you a hard time.
Feel free to do it.
No,
this is the thing. I don't mind. It's all in love, and I also don't mind it. So it's like
I was stressed as hell because I was like, oh my God, Alexa's gonna be pissed if I'm late. Like, I was so stressed, and I'm just like, I cannot be stressing myself
you
out
really
like
shouldn't.
that.
You really should.
But I do though, because I don't want to like whatever. But anyways. I did get there. I was right on time. I got a great parking spot.
She was on time for the food. She got a great parking spot.
Yes,
the food
that's what it was. That's what I was supposed to be on time for. But yes, the food was good. It was just a great little vibe. I'm so happy to be in New York.
We got a platter of food. It was actually pretty crazy how much food we got. And it's funny because I feel like Julia was trying to act like the whole time, like, well, we'll probably have, like, trying to low-key making, like, slick comments about us probably having leftovers. And we're like, I feel like we kept looking at her like, girl, we're not having leftovers.
Yeah, like I would eat this by myself, maybe.
Right. Get off this scarcity mindset, bitch. We're eating. And so it just, like, literally at a certain point, I'm like, girl, there's not going to be any fucking leftovers. Like, shut up.
That's hilarious. I missed that part.
So we eat we eat everything. We eat everything in sight. And then we go to the Bush and Bushwick. So Samantha hop in Samantha's car, we drive to the Bush, we drive back to Brooklyn.
We're listening to the Glorilla album.
I literally now listen to Let Her Cook all the time because you played
it.
It was so good.
That's my favorite right now.
So then we get to the Bush and we meet up with my friend and Julia's friend, Annika. And she's there. And it's funny because like I don't know what happened with the Bush that night. But usually when I go, it's like Black night. There's good music. Well, not Black night, but it's a Black-owned queer bar. But like it's usually like hella Black people, our age, good music, dance floor packed. And that day, I don't know what the hell was going on, but the crowd looked like they were in college to me. There was like a lot of white people.
It was Libra season.
It was Libra season.
That was the theme of the night. So they only played Libra.
Right. So they played a lot of Cardi B. They played, and then they played like Neo. I'm trying to think. Like they also played
Doja Cat. They played one Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
But yeah, they played mostly Cardi B. Usher, Doja Cat,
and it was just kind of like
it was like, all right, we're ready to leave the theme now.
Exactly, like the theme, Let It Die, and they were also putting like mixes under the music, which also kind of made it weird and like annoying to dance to. I don't know.
Yeah, I was I was just holding the purses.
Samantha declined to dance. Courtney, and Annika got up and danced.
Yes, I was so tired. Like by the time I got to New York,
I know,
and my social battery, like Alexis knows, like we don't be going out a lot. I was ready for the cozy vibes. Like,
no, I totally get it.
And it was just like, all right, this is.
I didn't mind it. Like I was just like, it is like
it's your birthday, so we're going out. Like I knew you. I knew you wanted to dance, so I was just like, Alexis, go dance. Like we were like, are you gonna go dance now? Are you gonna go dance now?
So we danced, and that was so fun. And then we went home, went to sleep.
It was fun getting to know Annika too.
I know, Annika's so fun. So then the next day we woke up. I feel like we woke up like, naturally. And then we went to Shane's to eat, right? This is the day we went to Shane's for breakfast. And it was so good.
Yes, breakfast was good there too. And then they were randomly playing Neo.
Oh my god, they were playing Neo on repeat.
Like what the hell? We were hearing Neo so much.
That was so weird.
It was a little weird.
The funny part was when we left the restaurant, Courtney was like, I mean, it was a nice day, but it was like a little warm. And Courtney was
it was the perfect weather.
Courtney was like, can we walk home? And I'm just like, it was just funny because I feel like everybody in the group was like, I don't want to fucking walk.
Yeah, it was my only reason for that is because I know we just had limited chill time,
right?
And I really wanted to play video games and relax at your house. Like we never get to, just hang out together.
No, I get you. And so I was on that same thing too. I was like, Courtney, I really don't want
to. But the weather was perfect, y'all. Like for me and Courtney, the weather was like, like it was like your perfect New York fall weekend.
Don't call it fall. 70s is not fall.
I know, but it was fall. It was the fall in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like that's what I love. I just love when New York's like that.
So we get to my house, we take the subway, nobody walks.
Yes,
we play Roller Coaster Tycoon for the next 3 hours. It was amazing.
We played a little bit of Survivor too, which I'm not a gamer like that, so I just wanted to get on Alexis's Switch because she's always talking about these games.
I love my Switch.
And then Roller Coaster Tycoon was like a game from our childhood.
Yes.
And you got that for your birthday. So we played that.
And it was
and
so
Alexis's
fun.
capitalist side came.
I became evil.
Alexis
crazy.
becomes evil when she plays her video.
It was hilarious.
Julia was like, were you price gouging?
I was doing everything.
Like literally, like the game, if you don't know, it's like you're building an amusement park and you're running it and you have to like make sure the guests are happy, make sure you're making money, make sure you're expanding. Like you set the price,
the permits, everything.
You set the price for all the you build your own roller coasters. Shout out to Courtney was building our like we were just going like all the way up and like
all the way up, all the way down.
Yeah, like straight down. So yeah, that was so fun.
That was so fun.
I just love being cozy with you guys and just spending quality time. Like I feel like we never get to just like chill together. So
then we got ready and we went to dinner in Chinatown. We went to Buddha Bodai. It's so fucking good. It's one of my favorite places. It's like a vegetarian Asian place, but everything tastes like real meat. And our friend from middle school joined. I mean, elementary school, middle school, all of it joined us.
Yes.
And Grace is just the best, and we love them. And it was so amazing.
It was so fun to see Grace. Like,
yes,
it was just so cool to see you guys like just living in New York. Like Grace just had come from like a Broadway show. It was just like we just stumbled upon Grace.
I know. That was
it was just
crazy.
So perfect. And then the food at Buddha Bodai was so freaking good. It was like we ordered so much stuff.
Ordered so much
and
stuff.
It was just funny because we were at the smaller size table. And we're just like, how are they about to fit all this? So they're just bringing plates. We're like kind of feeling like we gotta eat this food quick so they can like move the plate out of the way. So yeah, we didn't get any pictures. I didn't get any pictures of the Chinese food, but it was like I I was telling Courtney, I was like, it was so much pressure to like
It was so fucking good. Maybe me and Julia will go there this weekend. Like, it was so damn good.
It was so good. Me and Courtney almost went back the next day. So.
I know.
If that tells you anything.
I can't wait to hear about that, actually. So then I'll speed through this so I can hear about the aura readings and stuff, because I'm actually really curious. So then we go to
we walk around.
We walk around. We go to Little Italy. Samantha gets some gelato. I get a
something from the bakery.
Oh, a piece slice of carrot cake. And then we end up going back to my apartment. We drink wine on the roof with Grace, Julia, Courtney's, me, and the dogs. It was so beautiful. We listened to Renaissance.
Yes. So talked about Renaissance. How amazing that album was.
Yes. We go downstairs, go to sleep. The next day is when I can't wait to hear this adventure. Long story short, me and Julia end up splitting from Courtney and Samantha because my parents come into town and we go see Hades Town and we eat dinner.
A Broadway show.
Yes, a Broadway musical. And now I am ready to hear all about what your party did, because I'm just so curious. Yeah. Y'all were there for a minute.
I know. So I had randomly seen this girl that I follow on Instagram, and she's a Libra too. And she was randomly in New York, and they went to Golden Diner, this place that I remember you guys mentioning the night before. You were like, oh yeah, like I just remember that in passing. And then I saw on her story these good ass looking pancakes. Because me and Courtney are like, you know, plotting, what are we gonna eat tomorrow? Like, we want something good. We want like a good breakfast or whatever. And then I was like, oh shit, like maybe we should go to Golden Diner. And Grace had told us about this place where you can get your aura read in Chinatown. And so everything was like a couple, you know, like walking distance from each other. So we're like, okay, this is perfect. We're going to go to Golden Diner. We're going to get our aura read. Maybe like we're going to get the picture and get our aura read. And then we were like, then we'll go back to Buddha Bodhi and get some take home to take out to take home, because there was one thing that I really wanted that didn't come the first night, which was the orange beef. And I was going to go back and get that and the fried rice. And so Alexis was like, you know, the line's going to be really long. We were like, okay, like let's just go down there, put our name on the thing, and then we'll like walk around. We'll go get our aura read or whatever. And so yeah, that's what we did. And
so tell me about the aura reading. That's like
literally like that was what I was about to say. So yeah, so it was cool. Like,
what did the inside of the place look like? I'm just so curious. Was it like just a lady sitting in a chair? Like,
no, hello? It was like 3 people behind the like a, you know, like a little, like a, I don't know, like a desk, I guess. It looked like an old jewelry store or something, but like it wasn't a jewelry store anymore. That's like kind of how the setup was. But it was a tiny little room, I guess, with like a desk in between, and there was 3 people, and they were like talking to people about they were getting their readings, you know. So we overheard them saying like, okay, this is what this means, whatever. And then when it was our turn, you like go and take a picture with your hands on this like metal thing.
So it's like strictly a picture of your hands, or it's a picture
no,
of you?
No, it's a picture of you.
Oh, okay.
You're putting your hands on it, I guess, is like a part of it getting your aura. So we both did that. And then Joseph read our readings. And so Courtney's was like so beautiful. It was like indigo. It was
so did you see the picture, the colors on the picture?
Yeah.
They took the picture and then colors appeared on the picture.
It's like a Polaroid. Like it starts to come into view.
Wow. Okay.
So Courtney's was so beautiful. She had like a sky blue in like on her like heart area. And then it was like mostly blue, like indigo purple, and then like there was like a little pink. It was just so pretty.
Yeah. And what did that mean? Like, what did they say to her?
So, and then they said both of ours, like our aura went almost to the top of the picture. Okay. So he was like, yep, like that's like a good sign. That means you have like a good protection, like you have a good size aura, like that's healthy, like your body's healthy, whatever. And then so Courtney, she said something like, he said, like, I'm just remembering it in a different order, but like, that she like keeps some stuff to herself, like she has like a, you know, like a private thing, like she likes to figure things out on her own.
That's real.
And then they said that like she is like comfortable in herself, like she's gotten to this point where like
that's real.
She was like, indigo, he said indigo can sometimes like either be like really warm to people, like people might feel really warm about you, or like might be cold, like feel cold from you. And Courtney was like, yeah, that's real. But he was like, but it's good, like people feel like content, like they feel like safe, and like not
they know where you
too
stand, right?
like not too much or not too little, and like you feel, you know, like good in yourself and like confident, and
absolutely,
like, you know, you like are just like, you know, you kind of crossed maybe like a hump or something. And it was like 4 weeks, like that's like how long this like aura is from, like, you know, it's like
like from 4 weeks ago, or like
I think it's
like
4 weeks
now?
into the past and forward or something like that.
Okay.
Or maybe 4 weeks until now. I think that's what it is.
So like it's like up and like she is at the picture is taken at the last point of the 4 weeks.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What did they say? Well, tell me about your aura, unless there's more for
Courtney's. No, so that was pretty much Courtney's. And we were just like, yeah, like that is so real.
That's amazing.
Know? Yes. So then mine was like, I was a little.
Well, what's the colors of yours?
Alexis, you literally not letting me say anything.
I feel like you're about to tell me what shit means, but I want to know what your colors were.
I'm gonna say that. I was gonna say that I was a little bit like, oh Lord, like mine looks a little like whatever. So I had like red and orange around me, and mine was like my heart was a little like, it was like indigo, but it was a little like I don't know. It just wasn't like bright like how Courtney's was. And so he was like, oh my
God.
So he was like, well, first he was like, no aura is like bad or negative or anything. Okay, like that's that. Good to know. Yeah. He was just like, so he was like, you're like, you have like a big sister energy. And he was like, you know, like you have people around you that like you really like care about and take care of. And he was like all your friends, you know, like your friends and like your family, like they know that if they come to you, like you'll help them, and like absolutely, you know, like just like kind of just saying like you really care about, you know, all your people
around you.
Yeah, and like me and Courtney were like, yep, like that sounds right. And then he was like saying that like I forget how he got to this, but he was just like, you worry. And I was like, yes, I do worry a lot. And he was just like, but you're learning that like it's like there's certain things that just take time to you know, like find the solution or whatever, and it's just like no reason to worry while you get there, you know. And it's just
I feel like you talk about that a lot too.
Yes, that's what I'm learning right now. Just like how to be present and not like be in my head so much. And then he said like it seems like when some of the colors are like a little bit muted, I guess he's like, it means that you've been thinking about this for a while, you know. So that was interesting, and it definitely was like very true. I told Courtney, I was like, I need you to tell me again like what you remember because it was really on point of just like how to move forward without like you know, worrying so much. And
what are you worrying about?
I mean, just probably mostly just like what's next for me, like you know, like financial worries, like just stability. And then obviously like, you know, I've been healing my heart for a little while, and so like I feel like that's one of the things that is just like I'm kind of maybe trying to rush, like, you know, I'm just like, when will this, you know,
when will you feel healed? Or
yes, and it's just like it just takes time or whatever. So yeah, it was definitely really good. It was really nice to do that. I've always wanted to do that, and I was like,
I've never heard
let's
of
do
it
it.
till this weekend.
Yeah. And so I was like, because I don't know, I think I told you that. I was like, Danielle was like, maybe we should go up to New York for your birthday.
I think
And
you
I
should.
was,
I told my mom you were.
yeah, I think we should too. But I was like, maybe I'll go back and like get my aura and see what happens or whatever.
Right, because it
And
changes. Wow.
it does. But he was like, no, like you just need to get it like once a year. Like you don't need to go. Like he was like, some people go every 4 weeks. You
Oh my
know,
God, really?
and he
That's
was
crazy.
I know. So I do think maybe if I go for my birthday, I'll just go just because I probably won't go for a while. And I know Grace said that's what they do. They go every year for their birthday. So yeah, that was amazing experience. I definitely felt like I got some things to work on.
So like yeah, I mean, so what do you like as far as working on? Is it like worrying and is that like what you took from
Yeah,
it?
I need to just not yeah, I need to just kind of be now and be okay with where things are now and
Mm-hmm.
in the meantime. And even just like we were starting off, like when I'm coming to New York and I know that I'm like, going to be 5 minutes late and no Alexis is going to be like, whatever. It's like, I feel like Courtney would just be like, whatever,
Mm-hmm. That's
like
what she would do.
Courtney would just like roll her
She'd
eyes,
be like, whatever.
like know that you'll be whatever. And then,
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm like, really like so worried and whatever. So
I'm gonna work
yeah.
on myself, but yeah, don't think about me.
I know, but I do. I just, I love my friends. So, anyways, and I know you guys love me. So that's what I
Absolutely.
really have to like. I just have to be like,
And people can get annoyed about things, and it's that. It's just like
yeah,
okay, and you
I
know.
know. But anyways, so then finally our reservation for Golden Diner was ready.
Damn, how long did the order readers take?
They didn't take that long. We walked around more. We went back to that bakery. That was so
Mm-hmm.
we got some treats there. Courtney went to a
Mm.
little like stand where it had like dumplings and different stuff, and we were just having the best day. Like New York really did something to me. But anyway, so we went to Golden Diner. So freaking good. Those pancakes, like go to Golden Diner if you go to New York. If you're into
Mm-hmm.
pancakes, like they
Amazing
I
pancakes.
I am a person that like needs the butter and syrup next to me because I don't trust people to like give me enough.
Right.
Remember, Alexis, you was looking for butter at the
And I was like, damn, girl, she had like 4 packs of butter.
yes, on my pancakes because I need every piece, whatever. They don't give you a syrup thing. They put enough butter and syrup on there that was like perfect for these two thick pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Courtney shared a bunch of stuff. Ooh, I had this really good Japanese plum wine sparkling drink.
Ooh.
It
I'm
was
gonna have
just
to
so
try that.
good. It
Mm-hmm.
was just so good. And then we didn't end up going to Buddha Bodai because we were both like full at that moment. And then we took the train back and
No,
took
you
the
didn't. You
dogs out.
drove. Oh, you mean Subway. Yes, you took the
Yeah.
dogs out.
Yeah,
Yes.
we took the dogs out. We, sat down for 1 second and well I did. Courtney was like going up and down the stairs and stuff. And then we
I
took the
appreciate
dogs
it.
out. Yep, and then we got on the road. But I just felt so inspired.
Yeah, tell
Like
me, like, yeah, like, like, I know
we'll
that we want to talk
quickly
a
go
little bit
through
of it.
this.
Oh, I thought you wanted to talk about that a little bit, but
I
go
mean,
ahead.
I do. That's what I was saying. But
Like, I was going to say, well, what's on trial for this week? Because I feel like you had, like, a lot of things that you, like, wanted to talk about. In
well,
relation to the trip and, life.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily on trial, but just like some of the stuff that came from the trip, like I definitely felt really inspired. Like it was just good to see you and Julia and Grace, like, living
Mm-hmm.
your life and just having things to do and places to go, like, going to a show and stuff. And it just made me want to do that more. Like, for one, it was just like, okay, I mean, every time I go to New York, I, remember why I love it so much. And I was just like, if I had the money that would allow me to live like a very comfortable, cushy, non-struggle life in New York, then I would think about, spending some time in the year there. But yeah, it just made me want to like go to more plays and just be involved in like the happy things in life and like activities,
Because I remember you were saying like you haven't gone out like this or just been outside like this since my birthday last year when you came to New York. And I was like, wow, like that hit me. I feel like sometimes in life, especially when like, I don't know, like I feel like I felt like this in Austin, where you can just feel really stuck. Like I feel like in Austin, before I moved here, I was just kind of like, my life is the same thing every day. Like I wake up, I do work for school, maybe go to a class, and then I come home and do my homework and then feed Mello, walk Mello, go to sleep. Like, it was just like, this is my life. And I remember feeling really down, and like time flies so fast, right? Like I remember being like, oh my God, it's already this. And like, you really can get in little ruts here and there where like you let life kind of pass you by and you're like, wow, haven't done anything like fun in a while or
and
whatever.
I have not leaned into things that are like truly things that I really love. Like I really do love like theater and like, I love film and acting and stuff like that. Right. But like I just feel like as an adult I wasn't like, oh, like I can do that now. Like I can like go see all the shows that are on Broadway and like be involved in the arts in my community and stuff.
I also feel like it helps being, I don't know, like for me, I always loved New York, and I just remember being like, I love Broadway. I must be in a place where I can see Broadway. And you can see it in DC, right? There's things that come to the Kennedy Center, national tours and stuff like that. But I don't know, there's something about being back home in the DMV where I like forget about all those things I can do, because I feel like we weren't doing those hobbies growing up. So I don't think about those hobbies as an adult. I'm like, oh, we'll go to brunch. I don't think about like the other stuff.
Right.
But I feel like being in a new place, you're like, oh, well, what are some things I can do? And then you like kind of discover other hobbies. Like I feel like Courtney really got into pottery, and I don't really remember that being like a hobby growing up. And I don't know if she would be able to she would be able to do it, but I don't know if it would look differently somewhere else, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I definitely feel like being at home versus in a new city is, it gets you out of the house more. But also New York, there's just so much to explore, to eat, to do. Yes. I was just like, I wish, like when we went to the bakery, the coffee and like the little stuff they have, it was like $1.50. It was just like, very inexpensive, and it was different. It's just like, I don't want to eat the same things every day. I want to be able to like go and have something different sometimes. And there's just so much in New York to try.
That's very real. And I feel like also just kind of like there's a misconception I feel like in New York that like it's super like to live here you have to have a lot of money. And like yes, obviously there's tiers to things, but I also feel like for example, me and Julia, we probably spend $60 or less every week. Like split between two, it would be obviously 25 or 30, right? But 60 at most or less in groceries a week. Why? Because our asses are at Key Foods. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not shopping at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or Wegmans or whatever. Like, laundry, like, it's in our building, we still have to pay, but like we make sure we do it once a week, and like, if like we have a lot of loads, that shit goes into the next week. And it's just like, I don't know, I just feel like there's ways, like we have a rent stabilized apartment, like there are ways where you can like live here, live a generally comfortable life, and not have to be paying a $3,000
I know rent. You guys are doing it. I feel like, and also like Brooklyn too. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I just like when I lived in New York, it just did feel like, I mean, it even just like this weekend, it's like you are, walking up the stairs and and that's great. You know, like part of me is like, yes, like I'm moving my body, whatever. But also just like when I'm carrying, I've just done it so many times. I'm like carrying so many fucking bags and I'm struggling up those fucking stairs. And it's just like, I am in hell. Like, you know, like, and so I just am doing everything, especially when it comes to like the mundane days, you know, when it's not like you're seeing all that New York has to offer.
Yes, and most of our days are, you know, normal. Like,
exactly.
you know, I left the house once today. Well, I mean, to like, when I say leave, I mean like go somewhere. I went to the gym. Other than that, it was like I did work from home, took the dogs out, cooked.
And you guys have a good routine, I feel like. And just, you know, I do feel like Brooklyn is like
it's more neighborhoody.
It's more neighborhoody and stuff. But what about you? I want to hear like how you felt after the weekend, because I felt so inspired and happy and like we had so much fun.
I had so much fun. I mean, I like remember going to sleep and being like, I am so grateful I live such a good life. Like, just like in many different ways, you know, it's like, I have great friends, and I feel like, again, I always come back to that where it's like not a lot of people have fucking friends. Like, that's something I'm realizing. Like, literally, I was on TikTok the other day scrolling, and somebody was like, I'm 45, I have no friends, this is what my Friday night looks like. And it was like her eating like Chinese food, and like it was interesting because she was like, I prefer to be alone, whatever. But like, I don't know, I just am like grateful for the fact that like I have friends that are good people. I had such a great, you know, I ate good food. I like saw things. It was so fun. We played games, you know, like we went out.
Hit
like,
all
I don't
the
know.
things.
Yeah, like it was just, I don't know. I left just being grateful. Like truly, like I had such a good 32nd birthday. And then I like ended with like, Julia's mom had sent me a gift, and it was like 3 vinyls of just like people I really love, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is just such a good birthday. So I left feeling, I don't know if I inspired, but I just was like gratitude down. Like I feel so happy. And I was just like, I'm also happy with the life I created, because I was just like, I remember distinctly being in Austin, just like, I cannot live this like this like a life like this any longer, and I'm gonna have to take steps to like live a life that I envision. And one was like, okay, I must come to New York, I must find a job, I must like, you know, like different things like that. And so I was just like, wow, I like really am doing the things that like I wanted to do, you know. And so that makes me happy.
Yes. And you got your hair done.
And I got my microlights. Oh my god, it took from 9:30 to 9 p.m.
That was our hair emergency, y'all. Yes. Just so you know.
Well, we would have been done. It was funny because she was like, it would have. So like, we started an hour late because she had to go to the DMV. But she was like, we would have been done by 7.
You weren't mad at her?
Oh, I was annoyed. But she was like, but I like got over it because I was like, it is what it is. But she was like, you would have been out by 7 if I wasn't late and if I wasn't on my period, because it was like her first day on her period. So she was just like, I'm moving slow. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like I get that. I can't think of more of like hell, which is like standing from 9:30 to 9, doing somebody's hair like consistently. Like on my first day of my period, I was like, I told her I would have passed out if I was you at this point. But yes, I have like almost 300 micro locks in my hair. They are right now interlocked, little baby interlocks.
That's such a like big, I feel like, decision to get locks again. I mean, it's just hair, like, you know, it's hair. So
I feel like that's one thing locks teach you, is that like it is truly just hair. Like I don't know, the locks, it was it's interesting because everybody says like it's a journey, and I feel like they think of this journey as like I'm like, you know, inner beauty and I'm beautiful. It's like, no, I thought I was beautiful before I had locks. The thing that was the journey was learning that like, and you know, I'm like very into hair, just learning that like hair it's like meaningless at the end of the day. Like it grows and you cut it and it grows back. So it's like, I feel like it has allowed me to be more to experiment more with my hair and do more unique different things, because I at the end of the day know that I can just like grow it back, you know. And so because like it was funny because today I sent my mom those videos I sent you, and she was like it's beautiful, but you know, I asked my hairstylist, because she was at the hair salon when I sent it to her. She was like, I asked my hairstylist, and you know, it's permanent. And I was just like, I mean, I don't really care. Like, I'll just cut it off. It's just like, it's like hair grows and, it is just hair.
I want to see your mom's hairstyle.
Girl, she gets the same shit every week. I mean, every other week. It's probably crocheted.
What does she get? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Crochets or natural twists. I mean, it looks good on her, but it's the same stuff.
Aww.
She doesn't experiment like I do. But she's no, so let's talk about, let's get to it. Yes. Let's talk about who's on trial, because I actually want to talk about Tia Mowry and Tamara Mowry.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was a good little recap, though. We needed to let people know what happened in New York and just our lessons from New York. But so
this is how we talk on the phone.
This is how we talk on the phone. That is true. Do you want me to give a little recap about it?
Yep, and I did start the show, so I can tell you guys about that. So you
have some good context too. So Samantha, Tia has a new show. She is going through a divorce from Corey Hardick, and so she's having this new reality show that's kind of like my life, going through this divorce and after divorce.
My next act.
Her next act, and so. It was a little bit of a teaser with their relationship, when in the show she kind of talks about how she wished she was having a difficult moment, and she was like, I wish in times like this I could turn to someone like my sister, but we just don't have that type of relationship right now. So a lot of things were going on. I mean, a lot of whispers on Twitter being like, oh my God, are they not close anymore? Remember, this is coming off the heels of they had a reality show together. Obviously, we've seen them grow up together in different movies and TV shows. Yeah. And so it was very much the first time, what? Y'all are not cool like that anymore?
Like, you can't call your sister?
Right, you can't, especially going through something so big, such as big as a divorce and the emotions that go with it. You're not even your sister, you're a twin, which I feel like is another level.
Yeah.
And so people were like, maybe they're not that cool that more. And then recently she got interviewed at an event, and she talks about how her sister, Tamara, basically was like, she didn't know that Tia was even having a reality show.
She found out with the rest of us.
Yeah, she found out with the rest of us. And so the interviewer asked her explicitly, why didn't you tell your sister? Isn't that something you would tell your twin sister? And Tia tries to play it off initially being like, I mean, no, it's just, this isn't something you would tell her. Sometimes you just miss it.
You have to tell everyone everything. And, it's she was like, I do tell people when I get my skin, when I get a new job. So that's what
she says, you have to tell people everything, something like this. And the interviewer goes, well, I would tell my siblings if I got a new job.
She said that she didn't know that a reality show was coming out. You were doing one, so is there a reason why you didn't tell him?
That's normal. I mean, do you tell your brother and your sister everything?
Well, I do tell them anytime I get a new job or something of significance.
It's something that just happens. I mean, I found out something about my brother the other day, and he didn't tell me. It's just, I feel like, like I said, we have...
This is significant.
Yeah, but like I said, I think it's normal, for you not to tell everyone everything. It doesn't mean anything, There's nothing loaded, with that, I guess. It is, she's living her life, I'm living my life, we don't have to tell each other everything, and that's very normal.
That's, and then Tia really didn't know what to say to that, especially a new job that's a TV show, right?
Yeah, and so, about your life.
So Tia didn't really know what to say with that, and was just kind of like, yeah, it is weird. And so then it really started going off on Twitter of just they are not close anymore, and there actually might be drama there. And so then I texted Samantha. I mean, I sent Samantha that message being like, they don't F with each other at all. And so I guess I would love to hear your thoughts on do you think that it's weird? Do you think they're close at all? Do you think something bad happened? Just what are your whole what are your whole thoughts on that situation now that there's been two instances of it?
Yeah. Well, for one, I want to say the show is really cute. Her next act, or my next act or whatever, is really cute, and I'm happy for Tia. I really feel like she is, I don't know, just has her feet on the ground a little bit, and is it's just definitely cute. If you're going through a breakup, or even if you're not, it's definitely just good to see her living her life and being a mom. And she shows vulnerable moments. Like, I'm just really impressed at like the realness that she is you know, allowing the audience to see. But in terms of their relationship, yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like they don't talk that much, you know, like probably like holidays and birthdays and stuff. Which is definitely sad. Like I loved Sister, like, you know,
I mean, that was their brand, right? Their brand was the two of them. Like, it wasn't them on their own until they got adults.
Oh my God.
Their brand was the twins, right?
And like, just sisters. Like, you know, like
I just sisters, yeah.
You know, I just connect to like, you know, we
have this connection. We're twins. It's unique. Like, it's very specific. And, you know, like they had a fucking reality show together. And like, you know, I feel like they have curated the image that like we are BFFs. And like we have this connection, right?
I mean, the reality show, I will say, that's when things started. Like, that's when we started to see, like, they argue. Like their differences, you know. And it's funny because, and I told you in the text when I wrote you back, is like that's what their whole theme song was about. That like we're different and like, you know, I got to do what's right for you. Like, you know, like they were like, they were always trying to drive home they're two different people. And I do feel like they are very different. Like for one, just while I was watching the show and when I was just looking at Tamara's Instagram, like I think that, you know, like, and I know like we talked about, like, you know, they were religious growing up and stuff, and I think that Tamara is still very much like her last post, which is fine, but she was just like, it was like do what makes you, and like happy was crossed out, and it was like it was like glorifies God and stuff.
Who put that? Tamara.
Tamara. So like, and then Tia was very like, you know, she literally said like growing up like with religion and stuff, like they teach you like, you know, like you have to like serve your husband and blah blah blah, and like, and she was like, and that's like not, that's like toxic, you know? And so I feel like in terms of that type of philosophy, I feel like they're very probably different. And I just, from the reality show, they were just different. I feel like Tamara was like, is a lot more sensitive than Tia. I feel like Tia's a little bit more blunt, and yeah, I feel like it must have gotten pretty exhausting for them to like try to make it work, and I can see why, you know, like now just like seeing like where Tia's at and seeing where Tamara's at, and then like putting in the context of their reality show when they were just like not on the same page. It's just like, yeah, but it is sad. It's like, damn, you want to have your sister.
I agree, and it must be, and I'm sure that's interesting coming from you, who is like your sister's like your best friend, you know. And so I'm sure that's
that.
Yeah, you would. I mean, it's insane. But I wonder, like, what. It must be really hard, right, to be a person, like be a twin, I guess, in my like in a way. Like I feel like because you're always kind of like, especially growing up probably as a kid, like connected to this person in a way. It's like we dress the same, we're known as the twins, you know. It's like
everything.
It's like your brand. And I feel like especially with them, that was their brand, right? It was like we're twins, we're best friends, we, you know, like that was the thing. And I think a lot of their probably deals and business partnerships probably came with the contingency that like it's the two of you, right? That's how we see you. And so it probably was for years like a lot of just like, you know, like we're getting along. Exactly. We got to be together and we're getting along because like that's what they want, right? They want the image of Tia and Tamara being sisterly and best friends. And I'm sure it gets exhausting, like you said. And I do think they're completely different people just off of vibes. Like Tamara, we know, has married a Republican. And he still is a Republican. It's to my understanding, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I just was always curious about that. I'm like, is he still voting for Trump? Like, what's going on?
I mean, we know that he's a Republican. We know that like, I don't know, she seems very religious. She seems very, like, I don't know, it's like kind of cheesy, the pictures.
Yes.
And just like the like life that she lives is just like
white picket fence.
Yeah, white
and
picket fence.
Wants to be perfect, and like I feel like just still holding on to some of those like older like I'm sure if her daughter like says something about like sex or something, she might like freak out, you know?
Yeah, and just like, I don't know, it just seems like they want the image of like, we're a happy family, and
I don't know,
but
if
also
that's really
like, this is the thing, I also think Tamara is like, it's interesting because I feel like
she might be happy
Tamara
with that.
growing up to me was always like the more goofier one, the one that was like playful, and like I can see a world where that might not have looked like cool and been like accepted by certain people, but regardless, like, they're totally different people. Tia to me seems more like in the black space, like black people space, black media space. She I never got the impression that she was like trying to put off like we're the perfect family on Instagram or anything like that. She I feel like, I don't know, she just always seemed cooler to me and sexier to me.
I just feel like, and it's like I was telling Danielle, because that I know was like an insecurity of Tamara's. Like she was always like the cute, goofy one, and Tamara was like the sexy, or Tia was like the sexier one or whatever. And so, yeah, I feel like that, I'm sure, you know, gets to her, and maybe she just kind of, I think she's might be just okay with that kind of, you know, corny quote unquote. But remember, that reminded me of that Kiki Palmer. I was like, I don't want it. Like, sometimes it's okay to be corny. She was like sister.
You know what I was just thinking? That we gotta stop expecting everybody to be the same, like, edgy, cool type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not Angelina Jolie and Tomb Raider, okay? Everybody is not Jay-Z with his hat tilted to the side. You know, some people are, you know, Mary Tyler Moore. We're gonna make it after all. You know, sometimes people are, you know, just goofy, just cringe, and that's their brand. And a lot of people love that. I love a little cringe vibe. I love a little, you know, goofy, silly sense. You know, everybody is not trying to be loped out, chilled out, vibed out. I don't even like all that. It makes me stress and makes my ass itch. I'm just trying to be chill, have fun, be silly, be wild and out, and relax.
So this is my thing. Why won't Tia just say, look, we're not as close as we used to be. Maybe in the, you know, relationships change. Maybe in the future we will, you know, get back to what we were. But right now we just don't have it. Like, what's the harm? Right now it just seems weird.
Yeah, I just speculate that it's kind of in the middle of things, you know. It's like they really might not be talking like you know, it's like, what do you say if you don't have like you know, if things aren't resolved right now, but you still like love this person, but you're not in that much contact. I can't imagine, like, there's something must have happened to where they're like not, you know, talking.
Go. I agree. I mean, I think something definitely happened where they're not talking, because I don't know. Something as big as okay, fine. A job promotion, fine. You don't tell your sister, but you're on TV talking about your divorce.
And you're not even like that. It's like, you're not even going to be a part of, like, you don't know about it. You're not going to be like, you are not in, like, she's making a show about her life.
Or even just like, I don't know if you saw that video of like, she was on, it was like The View or something like that, like maybe Jennifer Hudson show, something like that. No, sorry. It was Tamara. Tamara was on something. Yeah, maybe it was The Real. No, it wasn't like, it was like she was a guest. Okay. And they had asked Tamara, like, you know, Tia's going through a divorce. Like, we hear, like, you know, have you been there to help her out and support her? And she said something like, you know, well, she seems like she wants her space right now. So from a distance, I support her. And, you know, and it was just kind of like, oh, like, again, like, and this was months ago. And so I think you're right. I think something bad happened that soured the relationship. I think for some reason they're like on this in media near, and not that they have to tell us their business, but this is you're on reality TV. Don't bullshit us then. Like, if you and your sister aren't in a good space, just say it. Like, this is what reality TV is for. Don't try to sit here and gaslight us like, it's just that we don't talk about those things. It's like, y'all actually don't talk, I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking y'all don't talk.
And maybe she will address it on the show. Maybe, like, that's a season 2 thing. But, like, yeah, I do think I definitely feel like they've probably, they've probably tried for so long with their relationship. And again, I just feel like it's exhausting to be near each. Like,
and they probably have trauma too. They were child stars.
Yeah,
like, I can't imagine the stuff that they've gone through together. And they've probably been pit against each other at times.
Yes, and they were. I mean, like, literally, like I said, like, Tia was the sexy one, and she was like the goofy, cute one. And yeah, I mean, growing on the show, I never felt like, oh, one of them was more like in the Black community, and one was.
I think
like,
growing up, I felt like when they were older, like when they were
when they were old, when they were dating,
like,
that was
she was
when,
on the
like,
game, right? Like, Tamara was never on BET. Like, there was a difference of projects and just like where you put your like talent.
Yeah, and just there was just little things like dancing and music and stuff,
right. And it's like
that.
I'm not even talking about who they married, whatever. Like, she married a white man. Some people could say that too, but it's more so just like I feel like there was a conscious, like, I don't know, just the way that they both became adults and how they
just
were positioned,
what they're concerned about or like talking about.
I mean, no Black woman would be marrying a white Republican if they actually, like, I don't know.
I think honestly, I don't want to like say this. I just get weird vibes from what's his name, Adam.
Me too. I get very.
And I've always gotten like kind of just. And when I was just looking at Tamara's Instagram, some of the videos just seemed a little concerning to me.
What do you mean concerning?
Like, she was like kind of like mimicking him in like one of her videos of just like, this is like it was like, how her husband is like early in the morning when everybody's like kind of sleeping. He's like answering his phone, like being loud. Like she was like trying to poke fun, but it was just like, this is kind of fucked up. It's just like he's talking about like, oh, I didn't even make that much of a mess, or like, it's just like, and just from watching Tia's show, like she was just like, I was tired of like making people like think that things were perfect when they weren't. And I'm just like, like, and I do think like the kids, obviously, that makes you want to like stick it out. And then like the religion stuff, like that's a whole nother thing, like to mentally get over like divorce is just not what you're supposed to do and all that.
I mean, I hope that they come back around because they did have a beautiful. It seems like they mean a lot to each other, even if they're because like you could see pain in her eyes when she was talking about it, and so I feel like
they still love each other.
They still love each other, and they've. I mean, I want to say history as if they're not together, but it's like truly, like they have been in moments together that nobody else understands because one, they're twins, but two, like the workspace. They have always been a package deal in these workspaces, navigating industry, growing up together in that way. That I just hope that like there is some type of reconciliation.
I know,
because you can tell that shit is deep. Like,
yes,
you can tell it's deep. And it's deep enough that she didn't even know that she had a reality show.
Yes, right.
And that means that she was not even. It's like you did not lay eyes on Tia during this process of filming. You know what I'm saying?
Anything like none of the stuff. It's crazy. So yeah, I do think. Yeah, I think like I feel like they will come back together. Hopefully, like, and honestly, like I feel like maybe Tia is, learning how to be independent on her own and stuff. So
and
like
date and be a person and like
maybe Tamara might need that one day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mary.
Tamara, she's calling for your divorce.
No, you hear it. I'm just saying, like, it's like it's okay for her to whatever. Like Tia's getting a whole new different wealth of knowledge that she'll be there for her sister, if she ever does need it. Like not even just off that, but just like loving yourself and taking care of yourself. And, I do feel like, that mom and wife role can just get you out of yourself, But I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully Tamara is like perfectly happy, and you know, I want those women to be happy. Like they deserve happiness. They're so, oh my God, the whole time when I'm watching the show, I'm just like, she's so beautiful. Like she's just so beautiful. All of them, Essence, like everybody's just so freaking gorgeous. I'm like, y'all really are goals for like aging gracefully and looking better, honestly. Like they were looking at like their wedding pictures, and I'm like, Tia looks better now than she did like on her wedding day.
When you're just evolving and getting better and better looking as you get older. That's what I aspire to be, because we have so many role models of that, like just in life, like where it's just like you get better and better every time you get older.
Exactly.
Like my cousin Nikki, each time I see her, she looks better and better. Like literally, I'm like, you're so beautiful. Like I do think we'll be those types of women. But let's wrap it up, because
it's getting late. It's getting a little late. All right, my loves. I think this was a great episode. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Very organic.
Yes. So yeah, we'll be here next week
on time.
And I was today.
Not like that, but like I will be available to record, and so it's on time.
See how I'm like on edge? I'm like, she calling me out again, y'all. But anyways, but we love you guys, and please go to our link in our bio. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. Make sure you're subscribed. Yeah, make sure you're subscribed, you guys. Give us a review. We are definitely needing those reviews. So give us that review, baby. And then email us, Alexis. Email us at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Bye.
Let me turn it off slowly. I put the other lights on, so I messed it up.
Bye.
Talk to you later, friend.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcast. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.